Hi everyone, I'm Guru Gaurapan. We are in a profound moment of transformation. The ways in which we engage and transact has shifted and a new normal has taken flight. Technological advancements have sparked new consumer behaviors, and the future that we once dreamed about is our current reality. Look around me. I'm coming to you from a studio in New York City, almost 4,000 miles away from Cannes. This environment, once designed for a big video game and movie productions, is now opening up to all kinds of content producers, forever changing the ways in which stories are told and brought to life. Technology has shown us that we have the power to be truly connected with people and the world around us. When our technology is married with creativity at scale, the world begins to open up in new ways. We connect today nearly 900 million people to their passion. And today we are going to go deep into one of my passions, and I suspect many of yours. That's Formula One racing. We will show you how technology fuels creativity in sports and of course in life. And in turn, this drives business growth and transforms the fan and athlete experience and paves the road for a greater innovation. Today you will hear from one of the most iconic racing brands on how to stay relevant in this fast-moving and competitive landscape. You will get a front row seat into how immersive experiences have brought F1's 500 million fans inside racing cars, moving at a speed of 360 kilometers per hour. And with the help of experts and technologists, you'll get an early look into how tools like volumetric capture, 3D, and AR enhance the game for players, brands, and fans. In today's world, the fan experience and the athlete's performance are all intertwined. There is no longer a barrier that separates the fan from the field, the court, or on the racetrack. And this is not just the future of sport, but the future of content, connection, and transaction. While we are using sports as a use case today, technology sparks creativity in other areas like commerce, betting, finance, entertainment, and so much more. Whatever your area of expertise, we hope to inspire you to draw on these technologies to fuel your creativity, so you can power the experiences of tomorrow. Lights out and away we go. In Formula One, technology isn't a competitive advantage. It's actually an essential part of the team. But how teams creatively harness the true power of that technology is the key to winning. Scores of technicians and engineers studying every facet, the weight, aerodynamics, and how fast the pit crew changes the tires. If anything is off even by a millisecond, the team risks defeat. Over the last couple of years, we've joined forces with the Renault F1 team, now renamed as Alpine F1 team, to connect with new audiences and also highlight cutting-edge innovations. It's my honor to welcome CEO of Alpine, Laurent Rossi. Hello, Laurent.
Hello, Guru. Thanks for having me.
Are you kidding me? I am like a kid in a candy store. I love Formula One. There is nothing like the rush that comes from that sport. So to begin, tell us a little bit about what technology means to Alpine F1.
Well, technology is at the heart of what we do at Alpine. Excellence means bringing technology at the forefront of the group Renault, be it from technology, customer experience, or even distribution.
That's great. So please share some of the insights on how you connect your fans with Formula One's giant marketing platform.
Well, Formula One, first of all, as you said, is a gigantic marketing platform with 500 million users around the world, so that's a lot of eyeballs looking at Alpine. And then, of course, it's also a way to convey our technological masteries, if you will.
Thanks for sharing that. Now, speaking of technological mastery, is using XR or virtual reality a way to engage with your audience?
Yeah, absolutely. The launch at the beginning of the year was made using all of the XR tools, drivers. And that was exceptional because it allowed us to connect with the audience in a much different way, which also conveys the values of Alpine in terms of innovation and ways to surprise our customer base. Virtual reality is really at the forefront of what we are doing today. It's true for the engagement with fans, it's also true for the way we show our car to multiple stakeholders. Even our drivers and engineers, mind you, are accessing some part of the car and the pit even. and through virtual reality.
Yeah, look, that's absolutely brilliant, Laurent, and thanks for sharing. What a fantastic way to tell the story of the car and the brand.
Thanks for having me.
Now we're going to meet the man at the center of this powerful technology, a legendary driver. Please welcome the speedy Spaniard, Fernando Alonso, joining us from Barcelona. Fernando, how is the racing season going so far?
Well, I think so far has been positive start of the year for us. We always want to get better and to improve things, but I think it's a good start for the Alpine F1 team.
That's a great news, Fernando, and I'm really excited to follow your Alpine team this season. Can you describe the feeling of being in a car like the Alpine A5 21?
Driving this type of cars is always something very unique. You get the sense of freedom in a way because you are alone on the car in the middle of a racing track with another 20 drivers competing for the same goal. So it's high adrenaline for sure, Formula One, and a beautiful sport.
It sure is. And how has technology really changed how you drive?
Well, when I started 20 years ago with Renault, we didn't have virtual technology. Everything was much more basic. It was more a feeling of the engineers and the designers about to make a faster car. But now I think the technology allowed us to make better decisions, and the data that we have and the sensors that we have in the Formula One car makes things a little bit easier and much more professional. So I think now we are in a sport that is very different compared to 20 years ago.
And how does this innovative technology help you make those, call it better decisions, like a big moment in the race, when to make an overtake as an example?
We have sensors all around the car. The information that we get on the tire management, the tire degradation, all the problems that we can have on the car, it helps us on overtaking decision. When to overtake, when to save the tires, when to save the engine, the brakes. And we have also our rivals' information, the radio communications that they are transmitting to the engineers. If they have a problem in the car, we can hear the radio conversation so we can anticipate what to do and how to react.
How has technology impacted the fan experience now?
Well, I think technology, it is a revolution for our sport. Now, our fans can see much more data on television about our car, about our gear shift, about our speed into the corners, the braking, the aerodynamics. And I think this helps the fans to understand what we are living inside the cockpit.
For the people watching, many of them leaders today in their own right, who strive for excellence, what in your mind are the characteristics that make up a champion?
Well, it is a very difficult question. I guess you have to have some kind of talent that you're born with it, but at the same time you need to work very hard to follow your dreams and to improve every day. This is a very competitive environment where every day technology is improving, regulations are changing every 2 or 3 years, so you can never stop learning. This is the hard job of it. You need to find perfection, but once you find perfection, you need to repeat it every weekend and every year because it keeps, raising the level.
Indeed, look, it's about perfection, consistency, and a lot of hard work. So thank you so much, Fernando, and all the best this racing season. We'll definitely be cheering for you.
Thanks for having me, Guru.
How fun is it to talk to an F1 world champion? He's got guts and determination. Now let's welcome back Laurent. Laurent, I know you believe innovation is the key for creatives and marketers to stay on top.
Yeah, absolutely. When you aim at being at the forefront, at being avant-garde like the Alpine brand, you always want to surprise your audience. And the best element to surprise is innovation. This is the way you can constantly reinvent yourself. And so for creators, marketers, innovation is really a super powerful tool.
How does the F1 car marry up to the road car? Has the formation of the Alpine business unit given an opportunity to launch the brand into the future, bringing road cars closer to the F1?
Yeah, absolutely. The Alpine division is the connection between motorsport, Formula One and the race cars. It translates that connection into products on the road. Elements such as technological appendices, but also connectivity or safety systems are going to be all imported or inspired by Formula One.
And with these digital environments, can you create new content and tell new stories about how the race car is part of the DNA of the road car?
Yeah, absolutely. This will enable us to intertwine the reality of motorsports into the conception of our road cars. This will help us create different stories, but also tell the real DNA of the brand. So virtual reality will allow us, enable us to really weave the motorsport story into the road cars.
And take that forward, what are the advantages of having a digital twin?
This is already almost the principle of a simulator. This is a digital twin on which the drivers can anticipate the behavior of the car on the tracks, and we can extend that to the road cars in the future for experience, for setting up, tuning the car, if you will, before it's released, and then for people to drive it without even having to leave their own house. It can also be a way for the brands to tell their stories with our Alpine products, and that's a very innovative way to communicate with the audience of the Alpine brand, but also of our partners.
Thank you for sharing, Laurent, and I look forward to seeing more of the Alpine in the winner's circle. Best of luck for an amazing season.
Thank you very much, Guru. It was a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in person very soon.
Technology advancements like virtual reality are not the only means to provide a more immersive fan experience. There's also volumetric capture too, which has unlocked a whole new space for creative storytelling and data visualization to enhance the fan experience. Now, to talk more about this, I'm going to turn this over to my good friend from Yahoo Riot Lab, Josh Gold.
Wow, that Alpine F1 team is amazing. Guru, I share your excitement. Now we're going to shift gears from racing to rugby. You'll notice the stadium is empty, but soon enough, fans will be roaring back and setting the stage for an epic return. Now, since last year, we've been working on a number of projects with Canon to move technology into the mainstream. To speak about our collaboration, I'd like to welcome Scott and Taya, Vice President of Imaging Solutions from our partners at Canon. Scott, thanks for joining us.
Josh, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Honestly, I cannot think of a better collaborator to talk about the intersection of technology and creativity in sport than Canon.
Our mission is to create the tools that can be used to allow creators to connect with audiences in impactful and innovative ways. And as we move into the future, where the physical and digital world is moving closer and closer together, we have exciting new developments like volumetric capture.
Can you go a bit deeper into what volumetric capture is?
Absolutely. Volumetric capture is a technique that captures a three-dimensional space, such as a location or a performance, using a large number of cameras around the playing area. Multiple images are then processed to create silhouettes of players and moving objects on the playing field and rendered then into a 3D environment. You can design your own view and insert yourself into the sport's action.
That's terrific. Thank you, Scott. We can't wait to see what's next at Canon.
My pleasure, and I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do with our volumetric system.
In the true spirit of Cannes, we wanted to show how creative we can get with sports. We want to introduce 3 incredible creative agencies to show what's possible with the volumetric data from a single rugby match between England and New Zealand. We gave the agencies an open brief and 2 weeks to utilize the data in a way that hasn't been done before, to produce something that none of us have ever seen. The results were inspiring, to say the least. With 6 wearable devices expected to launch next year, we know AR is going to become a big part of our lives. So our first creative, Rewind Studios in the UK, has created an AR experience from the data from the rugby match. We can now dynamically see when a player like Elliot Daly just breaks the defensive line and can see the impact of the game played out in front of you. Here a player breaks the defensive line and gains 40 meters. This is a great opportunity to share the experience. Then we can see the play until the final tackle is made by Anthony Watson. This has huge implications for sport viewing, analysis, education, and just an amazing customizable experience for the viewer. It could also unleash your creativity within any environment you can imagine, from any angle you want. All right, let's take it up a notch. For our second creative, I'd like to welcome to the stage my friend and coworker, Gwen Goik from Yahoo Riot Lab LA.
Hey Josh, I'm so excited to be here today to talk about this data visualization. We tend to think of data as analytical, but data can come alive in powerful ways.
So tell me what that means for advertisers.
Sports used to be anchored to a stadium, but with volumetrics, you can pick up the performance and change the surroundings to tell a new story, from your garden to a cityscape to a battlefield. And that has implications for advertisers because you can really connect creatively with your consumers. You can create those visually powerful connections and place products in meaningful ways throughout the experience. Also, think of how much easier VolCap is in terms of logistics. Imagine the challenge of assembling 30 rugby players in one spot for a shoot.
That sounds very expensive.
It would be expensive, but this technology brings players up close and personal without all the travel arrangements.
Thanks, Gwen.
Thank you, Josh. Happy to come today.
In addition to changing the environment, we can add effects to the characters and highlight the talent, just like our third creative, Satori's studio in London, have done. We're very interested in movement and how adding particle effects to the data, like stream of smoke, can change the story. These players are giving their all into this, and their movements and collisions are reflected beautifully with this data. These impacts feel real and visceral, and there are plenty of opportunities for the environment to be branded. By adding effects onto the players, we can beautify the movement, change the shape of the players, and create a stream of movement. You can see how sports data could become an advertisement. Like the NFL on Nickelodeon, we could add effects when a player scores, for example. If you have your own IP, you can drop your own characters into the data. Not only are you watching in real time, you're able to customize the action with the ease of adding an Instagram filter to a post. I hope you can see that the creative opportunities are endless from the results of these 3 different demos. We are so excited to see what you'll create with them. Guru, back to you.
That was mind-blowing. And thank you, Josh, for the work you and the creatives have done. It was simply amazing. I'm reminded of something the legendary F1 driver Graham Hill once said. I'm an artist, and the track is my canvas, and the car is my brush. So let this new technology be our canvas and expand what's possible in content and connection. And I hope what you've seen today helps you grow your business, brings amazing experiences for your customers, and paves the road for constant innovation. I hope you will take what you've seen today in sports and build something beautiful in whatever your field may be. So someone somewhere makes a connection and discovers a passion they carry throughout their lives. At our core, this is what the Cannes Lion community is all about. Thank you so much, and until next time.